Hello to all my stash busters out there. Welcome back to Scrappin' the Stash with Gail, Chronicles of the Craft Room. Today I have a 2-page layout that has 20 photos on it. You heard me right, 20 photos. We are going to be incorporating decade-old Christmas paper from Stampin' Up, another sketch from a sketch challenge, and ephemera that is brand new from Echo Park, as well as homemade ephemera. So stay tuned and I'll show you how to do it. The first thing I want to do is bring the sketch in. As you can see, there are lots of different sizes of photos, which I absolutely love. It's right down my alley for a hero photo, several detailed photos, and then using flip flaps as well, which we're going to do today. Lots of paper layering, lots of spaces for embellishments, and so let's get started. And this paper pack is very old, but I still remember when first time I saw it, I just fell in love with it because of the color scheme. I love brown and the turquoise with the magenta colored red and the pinks. Just a really different type of color scheme for Christmas paper. And I'm wanting to use some of my older stuff up so that I can dig into some new stuff. So then I also have my layout here of pictures. Here's my hero photo of our family. This is this year's 2025's Christmas. Now bringing that sketch back in, I am going to share with you what I'm doing a little bit differently with it. So with the layout of my pictures, the 6x4 on the left side of the layout, I'm actually doing two 3x4s, and then I'm going to use a flip flap to add these 4 pictures here. And then I'll put my journaling over here because I have a lot to say about this Christmas. And then here I have two 3x4s instead of the 6x4. And then I have the 3x4s over here, or 4x3s. And then this one I'm actually going to make a flip flap as well to tell the story about my grandson's first official Christmas where he opened gifts and how much fun we had watching him do somersaults for the first time. He was very entertaining. I do have 3 more small photos here that I'd love to include. So I'm going to do one of two things. Either I will put them, just continue this line of photos down here, or depending on how big my title ends up being, I may end up putting them up here. Now, as far as the papers go, I know that I want to use these 2 pieces, incorporate them one way or another in the papers, because I love, this is what the color scheme is about. And I really believe that this one is dark enough and the floral clusters on it are small enough that it's not going to be too busy. And then this, I think I'm just going to include as just for the stripes going across at the top and through the middle of the layout. Now we're going to start with some plain white cardstock. Now I know, that Miss Gail here likes to do colored cardstock and patterned paper backgrounds. But the reason I'm starting with white is that I am going to do something called wallpaper. So you got to start with something back here. And I don't want any weird color popping through any cracks or crevices that I might have in my paper. So we're going to start with white. I want this paper at the top, this paper at the bottom, with the green in the middle. I think is how I'm going to do this, how I'm going to have this. I think this is what I'm going to do. And then I'm either going to have the red for the stripe, or maybe the brown that's on the back of this be the stripe. Haven't really decided yet. But I'm pretty sure that this is what I'm going to go with. So I'm going to cut these down and I'll be back. Okay, so I went ahead and made a few adjustments again. This striped paper that I was going to have down here was just a little too much with this patterned paper. And so I definitely wanted to use this. And so I just went ahead and used the striped paper for the top um, stripe and the middle stripe. I wanted to show you how to look at a sketch and see your background, see past the photos so you can see the background. So take a look at the sketch and you can see that I followed this pretty much to the T. Now, just because it's white in some space, like it is here at the top, doesn't mean that that does not need to be a colored cardstock. It's just an indication in most sketches that that needs to be a separate piece of paper from the darker gray, the black stripe, and then the lighter gray at the bottom. So that's what that is just indicating. So you can see that it's basically just paper layering underneath all of these photos. So sketches make for an easy, fast, put together layout. So now I have my photos brought in and you can see how using printed patterned paper in your background, how little of embellishing you actually need to do because the patterned paper is doing a lot of the work for you. And if I need to put some fast layouts together, this is how I do it. And I just have gotten into the habit of using patterned paper in my backgrounds for that reason. Now, when I print my photos, I automatically leave room on the paper for the border. That way I'm not matting all of my photos with white paper. It makes your book and your page really heavy. This keeps a lot of the weight out of your scrapbooks because if you don't want them to have a border, you can just cut it off. Now down here, I chose not to have a border just because I didn't know how they would fit if I had a border. These are 2x2 photos, and I didn't know how they would fit butted up against each other with the border. But I think that they stand alone off of this bright pinkish red color enough that I don't need the white border around it. Now, this I chose to leave the white border off of it because I knew this was the hero photo and I wanted to be able to mat it um, with several different mats, not just the white border. So I wanted to start with just the photo so that I could see how much room I have here in order to put multiple mats around this hero photo. Now, because I'm still wanting to carry these three pictures here, carry them over into this side, I went ahead and cut these down. They were 3x4s, so I went ahead and cut them down to 3x3 squares, and they look just fine. So I cut the border off of those because what I think I'm going to do is what I do to this photo is I'm going to carry the color that I use here over into these. And I've decided I'm going to bring some pretty pink, light pink, like in these florals, because I'm a boy mom, as you can see. So when I can use pink, I'm going to bring it in. So I'm going to go ahead and mat these photos with some pink, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have all of my pictures attached and I am so excited because I actually got 23 photos on this layout. And I love a layout that has lots of pictures because every picture that you take, I feel like captures a moment that you want to remember. So the more pictures you can get on a layout about an event or a subject that you're scrapbooking, I think more of your story gets told. I am ready to do the fun part, which is the embellishing. Now, I'm going to speed this up a little bit for you because I know that this can be tedious and I don't want this video to last long because we're busy people through these holidays. So I have all of this leftover homemade ephemera from Canva that I used for all my Christmas cards. I also have this ephemera pack from Christmas Floral Collection from Cartabella. I bought the pack to go with this patterned paper that I also bought from the same collection. Now, when I start embellishment clusters, I usually start with the largest pieces that I have. So I'm going to start with the poinsettia and then this word sentiment and then another poinsettia. And what I do is basically set them in place to make my visual triangle and move on from there. And if you're having a hard time finding space in your already full layout, don't be afraid to put your embellishment clusters over the negative space in your pictures, like I'm doing here. Now I'm bringing in this bow punch. This is retired from Stampin' Up! And I absolutely love this because you can punch it out and use the opposite sides of the printed paper to give yourself different textures within the embellishment clusters that you're creating with it. So while I turbo through these embellishment clusters, I thought I'd tell you about our new Christmas tradition. I married my high school sweetheart and basically had 3 children with him, and we grew up and matured out of our relationship. We are both happily remarried and have, over the last 20 years, co parented our children very well. We have grown into a place of forgiveness and unity and family. And we decided this year that for the sake of our children, not having to run around with their kids and just coming up from Tennessee, that we would try to do our Christmas together. Definitely got permission from the boys first, as we didn't want it to be awkward for them. Um, and we just decided to trial it and see how it went. And for the most part, I think it was a good thing. I really love the fact that I am blessed enough to be able to live a life of peace and forgiveness and love that our family has, and that we can be in the same room and share our grandson together. It's definitely a Christmas blessing. Okay, so that actually came together a lot faster than I thought it would. It was very easy to just build the 3 clusters. I think because there's not a lot of room for me to try to decide how to balance it. There's only space enough for 3 small embellishment clusters, and that's where I put them, and it was easy to tie everything together. I went ahead and made my title on my Cricut. I cut some of that brown paper that's on the back of this stripe for the lettering, and then just use the pink for the offset. And then I used some of my sticker alphas in a different font. I love mixing fonts. I wanted to use this as a traditional kind of cursive font, and then the word new in kind of a little bit of a bolder plus fresh and new type of font, just so that I could get the feel that I wanted for this. So I basically am going to glue all of this down, and then we'll get some close-ups and finish this layout. Okay, I have to say that I am pretty proud of this layout. I love the way that I adapted the sketch. I love, love, love the colors. I love the fact that I have the turquoise and the pink mixed in with the traditional colors. I love the way that I used homemade ephemera with punch outs. I used my alphas and my Cricut for a title, and also used ephemera from Cartabella. Among This is the perfect example. This is homemade, that's a punch, and this is from Cartabella. So that is a great mixture in that embellishment cluster there. Plus, I have a flip flap here And then on this side, I love how I was able to adapted them twice to fit the layout the way I needed them. And this is a perfect example again of the mishmash of homemade ephemera from Canva, the punch out, and then this is from Cartabella, a Christmas floral. And then this also, I have a flip flap down here. 23 photos on this layout. I love the color scheme. I love the way this turned out. Again, just reiterating, Christmas is the season for magic, for forgiveness, for love. And I just want to spread that through my YouTube channel in the coming year in 2026. I hope that you stay tuned. Please like this video and subscribe because we've got a great year of scrapbooking coming up in 2026 with the Project Catch Up 2026 Scrapbooking Challenge. And I hope that you will join me. I have great things coming from the January Stampin' Up catalog. There will be a new product of the month coming up after the first of the year. So please subscribe and stay tuned. Oh, Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Keep scrapping that stash, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye for now.